Some people say, I've taken refuge. I've taken refuge with this Lama. How have you taken refuge? Oh, because I filled out a card and sent it in with $15. Or some people say, oh, I've taken refuge because I was at the ceremony. If you had taken refuge, you would know who your Lama is. You will keep your refuge commitments, 12 of them, very firm. And anytime you have an infraction on them, you will purify them. And if you had real refuge, taking refuge, the prerequisite would be fear of the 3 lower realms. Great fear of impermanence and death, and fear of the results of future lives. That would be a lower case refuge. Higher case refuge is not only am I in this situation, many others are in this situation. And it isn't just fair for me to think about myself alone. I need to think about everybody else. So therefore, I need to take refuge in order that I can save and help others from the same predicament as myself. And therefore, I need to take refuge as a first step. And with that feeling burning and burning and burning in you very strong, and not being able to sit or sleep or eat or function unless you do the Dharma practice, very strong, and you're not comfortable where you are, unless you have that type of feeling and that kind of motivation, simply being herded in like a group of animals to a refuge ceremony and saying, I took refuge, does not connotate you have taken refuge. Does not. Does not. So therefore, even people who have taken refuge, it says here, you have not taken refuge. This is Sekun Tenshap Rinpoche. You have not even taken refuge. It is just a game you went through. If you had really taken refuge with the correct motivation, then your refuge would be quite intense. Quite intense. So therefore, people say, oh, I took refuge with this Lama, this refuge. You say, oh, yes, 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 yes. And when you inquire further, you ask them more, actually they haven't taken refuge. It's just a ceremony they thought they went through for. So therefore, there are even people who go for the highest yoga teachings from very eminent and qualified lamas, but they do not do their commitments. They do not do their practice. They don't feel a yearning or any type of activation to do their practice. They don't feel any excitement or any type of urgency to do their practice. They know nothing about it. They don't investigate, they don't ask, they don't look, they don't read, they don't do anything. They just spend their lives and months and years eating, sleeping, listening to music, running around with friends, having coffee, and having a good time. And 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year passes. Even though they have something so precious like a CEO giving them something, a very powerful and wonderful business manual that if they read through and follow, it's a full proof that they're going to be successful. Even still, they take the manual and throw it out or not be interested. Or maybe even perhaps ignore the CEO. So therefore, there are people who receive highest empowerments, really highest, that would take us years, that in the past the Mahasiddhas would train their students for 10 to 12 years of brutal training. In the case of Milarepa, for over 13 years of brutal training before he even received one word of Dharma, never mind empowerments. And that's why Milarepa has become enlightened. But those of us who have received the highest yoga empowerments, no commitment, no practice, and even if we do so-called practice, it's just very cheap, quick recitations. No thinking. How do I know that there's no thinking? How do I know? Because you observe the person's speech, you observe the way they act, you observe their mental consistency, and you observe what their mind is focused on. Then you can tell that they're doing their practice. Why? From doing higher level practices, you're going to have higher level results. You will be committed. You'll be focused. Your mind will expand to think about others. Your reality will be different. If you do, for example, the Yamantaka Tantras or the Chakra Samvada Tantras, your whole reality will be different. Your perception will be very clear, very focused, and very strong. Why? You're in the perception, and you're in the mode, and you're in the visualization of Yamantaka all day. We can visualize ourselves as losers. I don't know how to talk. I'm afraid to talk. I'm afraid to be rejected. I'm not used to talking. I'm not used to doing this work. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm this type of person. And we put all these labels on us, and we say it every day, and we tell other people that to excuse ourselves from doing more. We tell other people that, and then we become that. We become the person we tell other people that we are. So therefore, we can't do it. Who did that? Ourselves. So the whole point of taking higher level empowerments, I am not a loser. I am not stupid. I am not lazy. I am not socially inept. People will like me. I can do more. I can push myself more. I can achieve more because I am Yamantaka. So the minute we do this, we don't become Yamantaka. We don't become Lama Tsongkhapa. We don't become Tara. But to reaffirm this every day by having a clear, dynamic, enlightened perception of ourselves, we are opening the door to bring the real Buddha seed out. 1, by doing our commitments every day, it is to make us a committed, stable, reliable person. Why? For Dharma practice, you need those ingredients to be reliable and to be dependable. That people don't need to chase you or ask you anything. For Dharma practice, what do you think? You get an initiation, you just go off? For Dharma practice, you need reliability, dependability. Why? Because you have to be consistent in your practice. If you don't have those qualities in life, if your CEO, your Lama gives you assignments or a work job, and you don't have those qualities in life, and you don't push yourself to those qualities, never mind achieving those small things in life, you won't achieve any spiritual attainments. Why? You don't have the ingredients, and you don't want to develop it. So if we want to sit there all day saying, I'm not good, I can't talk, I can't push myself, I don't want to embarrass myself, I'm not able to handle this, I'm not experienced, I'm a bad person, no one will listen to me, I'm inept. And we say this over and over and over again. We reaffirm this, we create the reality, it becomes that. And we start acting like that because what we have said to the other person, we have to match, don't we? We have to match. And then we do this year after year, month after month, day after day, hour and minute after minute, all the time. So the whole point of receiving higher empowerments after training in Lamrim, the whole point of training in this, the whole point of receiving it is to change this whole reality. To stop saying, I can't. To stop saying, in the future, I will. But to say, I will now. I will do it now. So the Lamas give us commitments, such as holding our vows. And we should even know what we're holding. Some of us don't even know what we're holding before. We're just too lazy to investigate. We'll go to bookstores and get books that we like, but we won't go to bookstores to get Dharma books regarding our commitments. We find it very difficult to make offerings to the 3 jewels, to collect merit, but we find it very easy to spend for coffee with a beautiful girl, with a beautiful friend, for entertainment, or for an ego trip. We're very easy to spend. For our pets, for our friends, for ourselves, very easy to spend, but to make offerings, very difficult. To make an effort to read more about commitments, very difficult. Why is that? Because we have put this label on ourselves, I can't, I won't. That's why. No one stops us except ourselves. Don't tell me that you have only certain hours a day. How much effort you put in is quality, is not the time. Is not the time. Is not the time. So therefore, if you always say, I cannot conduct meetings, I cannot talk publicly, I cannot do sales, I cannot do Dharma, I can't do retreats, I can't keep my commitments, I don't know if I can hold myself, I don't know if I can stop myself from doing the 10 unethical actions, I don't know if I can do that. And if you always say that, you always become that. Always. Always. I cannot. You can. Why? Our whole purpose of being in this room is to become a Buddha. There's no other reason to be here. So if we can't push ourselves a little more in daily, ordinary life, don't make a joke and say, hey, never mind, I think I won't be a Buddha for a long, 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 long time. It sounds funny, and to other idiots and other people who are just as stupid as I am, they'll find it very funny. But actually, you plant that seed in your mind. It's very dangerous. Why? Do you think every single lifetime will be as pleasant as this one? And even in this one, how many years left? In this one, if you look at yourself, you're fading as life goes on. How many years left? What's left? Yes, we have a nice house, we have nice clothes, we have a nice car, we have everything nicer. But what's left? What's next? We have kids, we have commitments. We give 25 years of our blood, sweat, and tears to our kids. Once they grow up, what's left? They come back once in a while, have Chinese New Year's dinner with us. The end. What's left? That's if they come. Some kids don't even come back. Like me, I'm a bad kid. I never went back. So what? Nothing. What's left? So then when we get old, the thing is, go to a sunshine home and go with other people that are your age so that you don't feel so old. Or you get a pet to keep you company. Why? Pets don't talk back. Pets don't tell you about you. And pets depend on you for food. It's not that they love you, they depend on you for food, so they need to you. It's not anything more. Pets don't really have compassion. They have allegiance because someone's feeding them. It's not compassion. If we can love a pet that has no compassion, surely we can love human beings too, or higher beings, lower beings. And maybe our pet was our enemy in our previous life, so they came back to us as a pet, so we're bound to take care of them. They create a lot of problems and difficulties for us, but we can't help it. Just like children, just like partners, just like spouses. They could have been a very terrible, horrible enemy that came back. We're forced to take care of them through the force of karma. We are bound to them. Can be. Why can it not be? Definitely. So the point is, what do we do that for? We use that as a meditation to become focused on higher things, to take care of our responsibilities. Because when we focus on higher things, it becomes very easy to take care of normal responsibilities. Normal responsibilities such as house and family and friends and all these stuff is very easy to take care of. Because why? It's very small already. But if our mind's at that level where this is very hard, higher things are always difficult. So to take higher Anuttara Yoga Tantric empowerments, such as Yamantaka, Tara, Guya Samaja, Hevajra, etc., etc., Kala Chakra. That's why His Holiness and great lamas always travel the world and they give these empowerments, is to change our reality. And we do commitments to become stable, dependable people, that we do what we say. So that we cut away at the I cannot, I am not, I am not, I am not, I am not, I cannot, I'm this, I'm that, all these labels. All these labels we use for many years to hide, to avoid, to cover. And where does it lead us? Into our current situations. No control of anything in our future. No control.